So in the last video, I done a video on input and output. This video is going to be finding data in strings. So here I've got a variable with the name Philip, and here I've got a variable called letter with the letter Z in it. So here on the fourth line, underneath that is a comment, and it should print true. Now the reason it should print true is you asking it to print P in name, and if you look carefully, it's a capital P. It wouldn't make a difference really in this instance because there's a capital P and a lowercase p. So the reason that you're telling it to print the P in the name, the variable name, shows that it should be printing true. In line 8, here you're printing print letter in name. Now I'm not saying print a letter, because if you did, it would say it should print true. But in this case, it should print false because the letter, I've assigned it to the letter Z. So it should print false. So if you run the program, up, run, finding data in strings, here, true and false, like I ran earlier. Now if you change print P in name to print O in name, there's no O in Philip, so you can go to the top right and both of them will change to false. Here, if you change the letter and made it I and run the program, it will change from false to true. Now you can use this for passwords, so I'm gonna try and do a loop here. So let's remove this. Okay, so I've just wrote this little program quickly. You can copy it down if you want. I'll put it in the description too, just so you can copy it. On the line 4, I've got PW equals raw input, enter a 5-character password. If PW doesn't have an O in PW, it would be weird to say this literally, but here the program says if PW isn't equal to O in PW. You wouldn't say that in actual English. If PW, which is password, doesn't have an O in the password, print where's the O, else O. So you can change this to having certain amounts of characters. You can change this to having certain characters in it. So you can have integers, security features in it. You can also have an encryption. So if the text come in, you can use a Caesar cipher, which rotates. So a simple one would make an A a B, a B a C, a C a D, and so on, so that it just has some sort of encryption. Like for computer science, you have extra bonus marks for adding certain features into it that aren't necessary. So these are the kinds of things that I would try to do for my coursework and my assessment, just to make sure that it goes well. So yeah, that's basically it. Just make sure that you actually make the else statements or else if statements, because if you're using an else statement, you will need another condition. If you're also going to have a login system, you can also try and make the password and username rotate, as I showed earlier with input and output, how to change the name so that you can use the first 3 letters or some other letters and add a number to it so that people don't have the same username. You could add different features towards that. So that's how you make some sort of password verification. So just make sure you add a minimum of 8 characters and 2 numbers.